criticizing the Trump administration's response, telling lawmakers today the window is closing to address the pandemic, saying early inaction cost lives, and raising new questions tonight about the timeline for a possible vaccine. And President Trump responding late today. Also, as we come on the air tonight, the CDC just now releasing federal guidance for reopening schools and businesses, what they now recommend as the travel to the battleground state of Pennsylvania, surrounded by staff and workers there wearing masks and making headlines again for not wearing one himself, saying it's time to reopen. In Wisconsin tonight, the Supreme Court striking down the governor's stay-at-home order. Images tonight already showing bars and restaurants crowded there. Restaurants packed in Texas as well. The scuffle today in Michigan as protesters, some armed, demand that the state reopen for business. The growing toll on the U.S. economy tonight and on American families. The new number, nearly 3 million jobless claims last week alone. More than 36 million Americans now out of work since this pandemic began. Tonight, we're going to take you inside the operation to feed 500,000 Americans. The developing headline tonight on Capitol Hill, the chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee stepping aside now, a day after an FBI warrant was served to seize his cell phone. Senator Burr handing over the phone, authorities investigating whether he used inside information to trade stocks before the market collapsed because of the virus. What he told us today. The shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery, the African-American who was out jogging tonight here. The newly obtained 911 call from nearly 2 weeks before that deadly confrontation from Travis McMichael, now charged with murder along with his father. What is said on the call? The other news, the fires spreading, getting closer to homes tonight. Evacuations underway at this hour. And the new study out tonight, can you transmit the virus simply by talking to someone? What the new research shows.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Thursday night. There is so much debate in this country over how to reopen, how fast is too fast. American workers who want to go back, but who also want to know that they're safe. Parents who want their communities back, but who also want to know their children are safe too. Well, today came the stark warning from a top government scientist, once helping to lead the fight for a coronavirus vaccine. He says he was pushed out of his role, and he's now warning Congress and the American people that without a coordinated response across this country and right now, he warned that 2020 will be the darkest winter in modern history, saying that without immediate action and a plan, there could be, quote, unprecedented illness and fatalities. Of course, the numbers are already difficult to wrap our heads around. The death toll still rising, more than 85,000 American lives lost now. Late today, President Trump traveling to the key battleground state of Pennsylvania this November, of course, and signaling he believes it is time to reopen the country. He made headlines with his message and with his lack of a mask. With workers at the medical equipment facility in Allentown, you can see they all had masks. The president choosing not to wear one. In Wisconsin tonight, the state Supreme Court overturning the governor's stay-at-home orders. President Trump calling it a win. Bars and restaurants there in some places immediately packed. The governor, Tony Evers, saying tonight he fears the Supreme Court decision will, quote, undo all the work and sacrifices Wisconsinites have made. And all of this as that sobering warning played out on the Hill, that top scientist whose role was suddenly changed, warning that without a decisive and coordinated response, it could be even worse in the fall and winter when a second wave could hit, of course, just as flu season hits too. And just in tonight, even as states have already been easing restrictions, now come the new federal guidelines just in tonight on how to reopen America. We have it all covered for you, one step at a time tonight, and Mary Bruce leads us off.
Today, for the second time in a week, one of the nation's top health officials with a dire warning.
Without better planning, 2020 could be the darkest winter in modern history.
Dr. Rick Bright was leading the government's search for a vaccine, but says he was forced out of his job after raising concerns about the administration's response. Today, he came before Congress as a whistleblower.
What do you mean when you say 2020 will be the darkest winter in modern history?
The window is closing to address this pandemic because we still do not have a standard, centralized, coordinated plan to take our nation through this response. Time is running out because the virus is still spreading everywhere.
But Bright, whose life's work has been developing vaccines, threw cold water on any hope for a COVID vaccine anytime soon.
A lot of optimism is swirling around a 12 to 18 month time frame. If everything goes perfectly, We've never seen everything go perfectly.
And once a vaccine is approved, Bright warns of shortages.
We need to have a strategy and plan in place now to make sure that we can not only fill that vaccine, make it, distribute it, but administer it in a fair and equitable plan.
And that's not the case at this
We
point.
don't have that yet, and it is a significant concern.
Bright says early inaction by the government cost lives, especially those of healthcare workers. He described the moment he realized the federal response was falling short, detailing an email he got from a manufacturer saying their supply of N95 masks was decimated.
And he said, we're in deep, the world is, and we need to act. And I pushed that forward to the highest levels I could in HHS and got no response.
Bright says he urged the administration to focus on ramping up production and distribution of a possible treatment that was showing progress, the drug remdesivir.
I was told that my urgings were causing a commotion, and I was removed from those meetings.
Instead, Bright says he was directed to expand access to hydroxychloroquine, an anti-malaria drug promoted by President Trump.
What do you have to lose? I'll say it again. What do you have to lose? Take it. I think it could be a game changer.
But hydroxychloroquine is not approved to treat coronavirus, and at least one early study found a higher rate of death among patients who used the drug compared to those who received standard care. The FDA has warned it should not be used outside a hospital or clinical setting. But Republicans still pressed.
So was it because the president was encouraged by the use of this drug that you became discouraged by it?
It had nothing to do with politics, sir. I wanted to make sure that Americans were aware of the risk of this drug.
Today, as he left for Pennsylvania on his push to reopen the country, the president dismissed Bright's concerns.
I don't know him. I never met him. I don't want to meet him, but I watched him, and he looks like an angry, disgruntled employee who, frankly, according to some people, didn't do a very good job.
Bright now with this plea.
Americans deserve the truth. The truth must be based on science.
Later, lawmakers heard from that manufacturer who warned Bright about the lack of masks.
I'm a Republican. I voted for President Trump. I admire Dr. Bright. I don't know what he did in all of his other activities, but I think everything I've heard and every time I've talked to him and everything he said here made a lot of sense, and I believe him.
All right, so let's get right to Mary Bruce tonight. And Mary, setting aside the politics here, which is becoming increasingly difficult to do, for folks at home who simply want to know what's the bottom line here on any hope for a vaccine, because there seemed to be a bit of a reality check again today on this front.
And David, that is the big X factor here. We heard from Dr. Anthony Fauci earlier this week saying that he's hoping they will know if any vaccine can be successful by late fall or early winter. But Dr. Bright today said that 12 to 18-month timeline that we're hearing so much about is an aggressive schedule. And he says he thinks it is going to take longer than that. David.
All right, Mary Bruce leading us off tonight. Mary, thank you. And as all of this was playing out today, the warning that the coming fall and winter could be very difficult, that if there is no overall plan and quickly. Well, late today, the CDC issuing new federal guidelines for reopening the country. Of course, it comes as many states have already begun to do so. The battles tonight in Wisconsin, Michigan, and the president now in Pennsylvania tonight, taking on the governor there. All of these states, as you likely know, will be key in this election. And tonight, here are the flashpoints and the questions. Is it too soon? While others argue it's not soon enough. Here's Alex Perez.
Tonight, President Trump touring a medical supply business in the battleground state of Pennsylvania.
Most of this equipment is made in the USA, and that's the way we like it.
Members of the White House staff wiping down handrails before the president arrived. Trump, who wasn't wearing a mask, surrounded by people who were, taking a shot at the state's Democratic governor.
We have to get your governor of Pennsylvania to start opening up a little bit. You have areas of Pennsylvania that are barely affected, and they want to keep them closed.
The president's visit coming as the CDC releases new guidelines, providing the most specific guidance yet on how to safely reopen while avoiding new outbreaks. The CDC recommending schools and camps stagger drop-offs and limit how often kids mix into groups. The guidance also says restaurants can reopen as long as they can answer yes to several questions, including encouraging social distancing and flexible leave among employees. People flocking to bars and restaurants in Wisconsin hours after the state Supreme Court struck down the governor's stay-at-home order, which the president called a win. The owner of the Brat Stop restaurant in Kenosha saying residents shouldn't be forced to stay home.
I also think that we should all be able to decide if we want to go out or not.
Tonight, Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers defeated, pleading for people to remain cautious.
If experienced crowds or unsafe conditions that make you feel uncomfortable, you should go home. The virus hasn't changed, and neither has the science.
In Houston, this restaurant jam-packed with people 2 weeks after Texas allowed restaurants to reopen at 25% capacity. A scuffle breaking out on the steps of Michigan's Capitol today. Protesters, many blasting the governor's stay-at-home orders, some armed with guns.
She's the worst governor this state has ever had, and we need to get rid of her now.
At least 45 states already easing restrictions in some way, and in 4 of those states, the number of new cases is on the rise. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy tonight announcing Jersey Shore beaches will reopen in time for Memorial Day.
The Jersey Shore, after all, is where memories are made. The last thing any of us wanted was for a summertime down the shore to be a memory.
The governor also highlighting 108-year-old New Jersey resident Sylvia Goldsholl. She was just 7 years old when the Spanish flu killed millions, and she just beat COVID-19. And David, here in Wisconsin, it's not exactly business as usual just yet. Fearing the virus could spread, many local cities and counties now have enacted their own restrictions for residents and businesses. The governor here now working with the legislature to get a new statewide plan. David?
Lots of confusion there in Wisconsin. Alex, thank you. And of course, all of this as the toll on American families grows tonight. The new numbers here, nearly 3 million more workers filing for unemployment benefits last week alone. Now more than 36 million Americans out of work since this started. Here's Will Carr.
Tonight, the exploding unemployment numbers. More than 1 in 5 working Americans filed for unemployment in the last 2 months.
I'm a single income with a special needs son who can't work. I don't know how I'm going to continue.
The job losses have been broad-based across almost every industry. It's also been broad-based across every community across the country, and that's only going to intensify.
In rural Maybank, Texas.
I have 6 kids, and there's 5 growing boys, so they like to eat a lot.
Julie Estes Gibbs, a school teacher with 6 kids, is struggling to keep food on the table. The situation is so dire, she bought her own chickens for eggs.
We weren't able to get eggs at the grocery store. We weren't able to get more than a gallon of milk at the grocery store, and that lasts about a day.
Now Julie's getting help from a program called Meals to You. Inside this warehouse, you have stacks and stacks of food, including juice boxes, different types of cereals. And when you add it all up, you're talking about millions of meals going to families all across the country every week. The program began before the pandemic, spearheaded by Baylor University and the USDA. It was feeding about 4,000 rural kids a year. Now they're shipping meals to hungry families in 38 states.
Right now, the program is going to get about 500,000 children in it, is our expectation.
You want them at the front door? We were there when Julie and her family got their latest delivery. That's 2 weeks of food.
Thank you. Jungle crackers. This whole program has been a huge blessing for our family. It's been a game changer.
And if all this food sounds pretty good to you, all you have to do is contact your local school district and tell them you want to be part of the Meals to You program. And David, we should note that everybody in this warehouse has been temperature checked and they're all wearing PPE for their own safety. David.
Just an incredible effort there in Houston. Will, thank you. Tonight, top Republican Senator Richard Burr has now stepped aside from his post heading the Intelligence Committee after the FBI served a warrant. They now have his cell phone over stock market trades as this was all beginning to unfold. Here's Pierre Thomas.
With the FBI intensifying its investigation into possible insider trading, Richard Burr today stepping aside as chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee.
This is a distraction to the hard work of the committee and the members, and I think the security of the country is too important.
Overnight, agents serving Burr with a warrant, then confiscating his cell phone from his Washington home.
It's part of the investigation, and everybody ought to let this investigation play out.
The FBI wants to know if Burr used intelligence information about the coronavirus for financial gain by selling stocks just before the market cratered. The senator selling up to $1.7 million in travel and hotel investments just a day after a closed-door briefing on the impact of the virus. Burr has denied any wrongdoing and insists he made those decisions based on public news reports.
The allegations are troubling.
But Burr's not the only senator facing scrutiny for stock market trades as the crisis unfolded. Dianne Feinstein today saying she answered questions from the FBI and turned over documents she says show she had no involvement in her husband's transactions.
Senator Loeffler, were you contacted by the FBI over your stock trades?
Senator Kelly Loeffler today not taking questions but again denying any improper trading after selling off stocks the same day she was briefed on the virus back in January. Loeffler, whose husband is the chair of the New York Stock Exchange, insisting their investments are handled by a third party. And she says she's not been served with any search warrant.
Burr had called for an ethics investigation, and today he told us he's cooperated since the beginning. But make no mistake, this is a serious investigation involving the highest levels of the Justice Department, David.
All right, Pierre, thank you again on this. Tonight, there are new developments in the shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery, a newly obtained 911 call now, 2 weeks before that deadly shooting. Again tonight, Steve Osunsami.
State investigators who've taken over this case after local authorities were accused of looking the other way are listening closely tonight to a newly released 911 call made by one of the accused killers nearly 2 weeks before what happened here, where he and his father, a former police officer, are accused of murdering this unarmed young black man.
What's your name and phone number, sir?
Travis McMichael.
Police say that on February 11th, Travis McMichael was driving past a house under construction a few doors down from his home when he saw someone inside with a flashlight who he felt looked suspicious.
And I had a pistol stolen January 1st, actually. And, I've never seen this guy before in the neighborhood.
These security camera videos from inside that construction site do show a young black man repeatedly visiting and walking around. And in this one, from the day of the shooting, the family of Ahmaud Arbery confirms that this is him. But in every recording, he's seen walking away empty-handed, and the owners reported no thefts and say they would never have sought a vigilante response. New lawyers for Travis McMichael say there's more to the story.
Let the facts develop, let the case play out where it should play out, which is, I think we can all agree, in court.
Investigators have been saying that more arrests are possible in this case. The family of the victim says they're praying for justice tonight. David?
All right, Steve, thank you. When we come back, can you transmit the virus by simply talking to someone?
This is what it's all about. Why the heart beats, the pulse races. Why the weight of